Good evening. Welcome to the Mancunian way. Sorry we're late. We've had a very, very busy day. Pat's just joined us now. Ozzy is going to try and join us. He's having internet issues. Pat's in and out. Don't know if you can hear us, Pat.
Yeah, I can hear you, mate. Can you hear me?
Yeah, bloody hell, clearer than normal. Great,
Really?
these earbuds.
Oh, righto, fair enough.
Yeah, so tonight, I don't know how long this show's going to go for, because it ends up just being me, because Pat can't stay forever, and Ozzy's having major internet issues, so it may just be me. So we may just do an hour. We'll see what we can do, because you might all get bored of me. Good evening, Ethan. Palmer Cole will flop. Mine gave up because of Doku. No, wasn't because of Doku. Well, it kind of was and it wasn't. On Saturday, play Carson. Carson? Carson? What? I don't understand. Whoa, where are you going with that, Ethan? No, I'm playing. Pat's playing. Hello, MCFR TV. How are you? Yeah, we did have a panel. The panel's disappeared tonight because Rich couldn't stay. He was like, everything just, Veta was coming on, but he's busy. It's like, everything just started disappearing. Hello again. We're still treble winners. Thanks for the stream this afternoon. No, anytime. Big up to Pat. He got up at stupid o'clock to come and do it, which is amazing. Hello, Anthony. Hello, Pardew Oaks. How are you? Harvey, good evening. Anthony Nolan, good evening. Muddy Duck back in the house. Evening Blues, you all happy with the UCL draw? I am over the moon. Loads of stuff to discuss. There's McAtee, there's Phillips. Yeah. And Dead. I know I'm not going to say anything. Looking forward, I'm not saying anything tonight. Evening, Martin and the gang. There ain't no gang tonight, Mark. There's me and Pat at the minute. The amount of salt in the comments today, City rigged the draw. Get on the way. We got the draw that Newcastle got 10 years ago. Let's not forget that. City had to learn their way through the Champions League as well. Let's not forget this now.
I said to you in the group stage draw, Martin, I said to you in the group stage draw, I said that draw that Newcastle got reminded me of what we got in, I think it was Mancuni's last season, when we got like Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund. I can't remember who the third team was, but it was just a group of death everywhere you looked.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it from some Newcastle fans tonight on Twitter went, oh, City have paid for their draw. We got this. No, we're champions. We're the number one seed in the comp, so we get an easier draw. Basically, Newcastle are like the way we sounded when we came into this. And I get it. It's like maturity breeds. You just got to learn. You've got to guide your way. Excuse me. I've only got the hiccups. I'm literally. By the way, I've been non-stop for about 5 hours. I recorded a pod, came off, did the Champions League draw, came off, did a podcast, came off, did the Fulham preview, which will be out tomorrow, and then come on to this.
The way you go, mate, you might as well do it 12 hours.
Yeah, this has turned into the 12-hour stream today.
Yeah.
Especially on TNT, that stream was funny. What a time to play blue. Rivals' heads falling off. By the way, can anyone tell me why Liverpool and Chelsea got on in this draw? Sorry, just asking for a friend. Great time to be by the way, whoever's listening to that podcast, Calvin Phillips, I love you, but I didn't mean what I meant. That Twitter space was long last night, went to bed at 2 a.m. Yeah, Pat, I did a Twitter space as well. There was over 1,000 people in it. Including City Extra was in it, Haaland came in it. We were just all gossiping full of out. Oh, I think Ozzy started his internet. We'll see how long. Hello. But yeah, we did just same. We did a Twitter space last night till about 2 a.m. and it went on and on and on. Rival meltdowns, few my soul. Ozzy's internet is just dying a death tonight. I do apologise. Absolutely apologise. It's not Ozzy's fault. Trust me. Internet, Wi-Fi is not always our friend. We've been bullying teams into selling players for once. Ozzy will stay with us as long as he possibly can before his internet just packs up. Can he talk? Can you tell? Can we hear? I don't know.
Yeah, mate, I'm here.
Oh, he
For
did.
how long?
Oh.
For how long? I don't know.
You added a bit of suspense there, mate. It was quite dramatic.
I try, Pat. I try.
Yeah.
That Haaland beat Messi to win UEFA pots. Yeah, absolutely nothing on me. But yeah, of course not. That was a joke. Yeah, big up to Erling Braut Haaland for winning UEFA Player of the Year, and Pep for winning UEFA Manager of the Year as well. Top news. And by the way, I loved Sefrin's comments on Saudi Arabia. Filled me with a lot of joy when I was hearing him say those words.
What did he say?
Oh, he battered them.
Really?
Basically, they are the Chinese Super League version 2, and they will never, ever be allowed into the UEFA Champions League because they're not in Europe. And we'd have to change all the rules, and we don't want to do that.
Yep.
Oh, and then he came out and said, they're only signing players over the hill, and while the likes of Kylian Mbappe and Erling Braut Haaland would never entertain going to Saudi. He was like, proper gloves off, brutally, like fighting back time.
Yeah.
And then Richard Masters went, we've got nothing to worry about because we're not concerned by it. I'm like, whoa, you lot just all got gloves off tonight. It's like they chose the Champions League jar to do this big, like, we're going gloves off with you. So, yeah, listen, Alex, I said I have no issue with the Saudi League, but the issue was don't try and be the buller. Let's all just play along nicely and get along.
Yeah.
Pat, how much caffeine you had to drink today? You are dedicated.
I had no caffeine for the draw. Don't know how I did that. Just hopes and dreams. But I've got my usual large flat white waiting for me. So I'm just waiting for it to get down to a reasonable temperature, and I will start consuming some.
Is that better, Pardo? I'm talking very low because I've got a sore throat. Like I said, I've been talking for literally 5 hours. So my voice is dying a death. It's all good, Martin Everton, too. No one else can make it. They're here, just Aussies. Aussies literally on dial-up at the moment. Do I sound okay? You all hear me fine?
Yeah, well enough.
Yeah.
Well enough. I went quiet on purpose there. Pat's the start. Oh, DC's got a thing for you here, Pat. He likes herself a bit of Pat.
Thanks, DC, but take a number, get in line.
Oh, you smarmy git. Peruvian sunshine. I'm only joking, DC. Jessica, hello, good evening. How are you? DC's on that special Peruvian blend. Oh, the Peruvian stud. Right, let's get into it then. Transfers, and then because I want to get Aussie's view on transfers before his internet dies a death. Right, Cole Palmer gone. Mateus Nunes in. Calvin Phillips possibly going. Taylor Howard-Bellis going to Southampton on loan because Nottingham Forest could not or would not afford to pay 50 million quid. Tommy Doyle's gone to Wolves for 5 million with a 50% load over because we wanted 10 million. I'm trying to get it all out before Aussie's internet dies. Go, tell me what you think. Has he died? Pat, have we lost Oz already?
No, hang on. It seems to be frozen. But again, that could just be for dramatic effect.
Pat, I think we've lost him. What do you think? Has this been one hell of a crazy 48 hours?
Yeah. As is always the case with clubs not being able to, tie up loose ends earlier in the summer transfer window. So there's always going to be elements of, as we alluded to in the previous show, Christmas Eve shopping. So there's going to be chaos. I mean, we're just a little over 24 hours until the transfer window closes. So, it's just going to be a whirlwind of just, Fabrizio, here we goes, and David Ornsteins and Jack Gorns and everything just going crazy about rumors. Rumors will be just as crazy as anything that's official. So, yeah, it's no different than any other transfer window. Yeah, so I think we just got to be. I think most City fans will probably agree with me and just say that we've got most of our business done, so we can really just sit back, put our feet up and just, listen in and look in on the chaos that's happening with other clubs in terms of them trying to strengthen or get dead wood out the door.
Yeah. I mean, Ethan's put here, if these academy players won't play, may as well pack the academy up. I think that's the baby in the bathwater you're chucking there, Ethan.
Mm.
I think you're chucking the baby out with the bathwater. And the reason I say that, mate, is don't forget that just because Palmer's gone, Giles gone, doesn't mean you, because there's other things that this academy's doing. For example, the Palmer deal we got 45 plus 5, 8 million of that's going back into the EDS itself. So for them to buy players, because everyone's got this opinion that when you buy a player, all your transfer fees go into Manchester City first team.
No,
you don't. It goes shared around. So if it's an academy player, a portion of that will go back into the academy.
Yeah, £6 million is enough money to generate a whole new generation of under 18s or under 16s talent. To develop them and get them ready for football for the next few years. So there's just the cycle continues, and we carry on, and we hopefully look for the next. We always look for the next Phil Foden, but we're just looking for the next group of talent that can help fund us the next big superstar coming from somewhere in Europe.
Yeah, and the thing is, you got to remember as well, it's like Lavia. We got 20% of that, whatever it was. Some of that will go back into the academy.
Yeah.
The academy, it depends what you're classing as an academy of successes. Are you classing it as all the players must play for Manchester City, or are you classing it as they go on and we make money and they go and build a great football in future?
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah. Not everyone is going to make it. And people won't like this. As much as it hurts that Cole Palmer has left, he wasn't good enough. People may shout and bawl at me and everything else. He wasn't ready. He wasn't going to get in ahead of Doku. He wasn't going to get in ahead of Foden. He wasn't going to get in ahead of Bernardo Silva. He wasn't going to get in. So what does he do?
Needs to move on the greener pastures.
I don't mean that as in a bad way, but you know what I mean? Let's be straight and honest here. He wasn't ready to play for Manchester City. Love to meet and greet, Mike. Yes, I will be in Mary D's on Saturday. I'm going. I will be in Mary D's. I will. I might do a summit and just let everyone know. Frozen, yeah. Yep. I don't think he's going to come back. I think his internet has died a death. KP now been linked with Everton. He's been linked with Everton, Liverpool. It was the other team. There was another team. The last thing I heard was his advisors were now saying to him, "You might need to go." KP won't go to Saudi. Calvin stays, no doubt. Well, why no doubt? Has Ozzy frozen or is he doing a US Senator impression?
No comment.
It was to the wrong. All right. Someone was messaging me and I don't know what else. Rose, thank you so much for your birthday Norwegian. I can't. Is it cold? I can't remember what the.
Do they use Krona? I think.
Yeah, that's what it was. I thought I was going to say Krona. As a Norwegian, I was very proud of Erling today, and you should be. As a City fan, we are very proud. It was such a heartfelt moment when the best player in Europe and the best manager in Europe was Manchester City.
And his dad's in the crowd too, a former City player. And his dad's in the crowd too. I'll tell you what, those Norwegians must be running the crest of a high wave at the moment too, because they've had Haaland winning UEFA Player of the Season. Victor Hovland's won the FedEx Cup in the golf as well too. So they're loving life up there in the frozen north right now.
In the frozen north. In the frozen north. So why have the academy to develop players yet we go? Because if they're good enough, they'll come through, Ethan. The idea of the academy is for Manchester City to reap the rewards from it. But if they don't reap the rewards from the players coming through, they'll reap the rewards by making money through it. There's a lot of teams, because, Ethan, the other thing you got to look at, and I've thought about this today and was watching a program on Sky about it as well, is that with the new FFP rules, when you sell a academy player, it's all pure profit. None of it is amortized. So, for example, if you are an Everton, for example, and you need to make a quick 30 million quid, you could sell an Anthony Gordon for 45 to Newcastle, and they get full 45 million quid. This is how Chelsea have got through their little problem. What they've done is sold 4 or 5 academy players for top money, which is pure profit onto the books. 100% profit. So that's the other way around it.
Yep.
You make more money selling your homegrown because you get 100% profit rather than having to pay off what you paid on a fee, because you've not paid a fee to get them in.
And then you can continue making profit by putting those sell-ons.
Exactly. So, yes, you do want some of them to come through, but let's be straight. Doyle isn't going to make it, and let's take the sentiment out of that. I know his granddad and his dad, everything else, but not good enough. Cole Palmer wasn't ready. I also got told that he had a bit of an attitude. I've made it, Jack, the lad, which didn't go down very well with Pep. Thank you very much, mate. Which tells you something. Why is there no buyback gone on him?
I just thought there would be no buyback because that's something Todd Bowley wouldn't allow.
What?
A buyback. You know, it just to me, it doesn't seem like a thing that Todd Bowley would allow. You know, any not necessarily any signing, but any young signing, you know, he might get through from England. It just doesn't seem like he would allow a buyback on that one. Especially if Cole Palmer slams and he becomes a 70-80-90 million pound player, then he's going to hate the idea of like inserting a buyback clause where if we decide to bring him back for only 60 million, you know, it's not it's just not a secure. I don't think it's a secure return or investment for him.
Yeah. Why would the academy won't last forever? It will destroy us. How will it destroy us? I don't get what you mean. It will destroy us.
Hi, Alan.
No, that's Ethan. Not.
No, I know. I'm assuming he's hacked Ethan's account.
No. Palmer ain't starting over us. Not all are good enough for our first team, but many have a great career still, and they make money. Exactly. Listen, I would love our youngsters to come through, but when did Ali Bernabeu come back? I know I meant Bernardo. Listen, if McAtee goes, I'd be sad because I rate McAtee. I hope McAtee stays. But the thing is, what I don't get, there's nothing we can do as fans. Is us losing our mind, going crackers, going to change City's philosophy on the academy?
Nope.
So it depends what you want. Would you have rather have kept Palmer and not Doku and not play Bernardo or Foden or someone like that?
No, of course not. And I mean, like,
and I don't mean that in trying to be an arrogant way, Pat. I'm trying to say
No, I get you.
I don't know. Because listen, as a Mancunian, I want the youngsters through 100%.
Yeah.
But I know 90% of them won't make it.
Yeah, exactly. And I've had this conversation with a few guys at the pub in previous years, and I've always said like, oh, I love the idea of even like Liam Delap at striker, and then Foden and Doyle in the midfield, and Harwood Bellis running the show in defence, and it all sounds great and everything, and you obviously love the idea of like a local success, and unfortunately it can't be like the Lisbon Lions and Celtic about 55 years ago. It just doesn't happen in football anymore. So you have to accept the fact that this is a global game, and if you want to be the best, then you have to look way beyond your own borders, basically.
Exactly. No, Spencer Mark, the window shuts at 11 p.m. tomorrow. Evening, Pete. How are you? I'm so far behind on the comments, and I apologize. I'm trying to race through. Tomorrow at 11, I'm gonna try and go through, just like Palmer is not making it into the team. Who do you mean? I hope McAtee does. No. Considering how special Rivals hopes would be a flop, it makes him awkward. As Muddy Duck has handed out more memberships, which is amazing. I just want to, because like I said, I need to go onto another screen. Hang on. Pat's reversing into a tree at the moment.
The tree says hi, chat.
Hang on. What the hell? Sorry, I'm just trying to see. I've got people messaging me here. This is crackers. This is going to be one of them shows that's just off the wall tonight. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know. Right. I should have called in sick for work.
Muddy Duck has gifted 5 memberships, which have been gifted to Ethan, Anthony, Jessica, Alex Johnson, and Sam Martin. Lucky Devils. Big up, Muddy Duck. You are a legend, sir. Thank you so much. I'm literally Taylor Howard Bellis gone on loan. I got told he was possible. The rumor was he was going to Forest, but then it came out this morning the Forest were a bit dodgy on the 15 million. It looks like Southampton coming with a loan offer.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got to say, 45 million for Palmer is really good. Let's not lie. You can't turn that kind of cash down.
No. That's a 50% increase on what we originally valued him as if we were going to sell him to save, like, I think Leipzig and Leverkusen were keen on him. We're keen on him earlier in the window.
Yeah. What's the point in adding buyback clauses? Because, Ethan, if they do become really good, you can buy them back at a cheaper rate. Where's Alan? Alan will be back at some points. Don't you worry. I think he's working or asleep at the moment. Miami. No, he meant another Alan Glasgow. But thank you, he's in Miami. To be fair, within the span of a month, Palmer would have sold for 30, maybe 35. Now he's been sold for 50. That's a good point. It's not 45, it's 45 going up to 50, by the way. So that's good. I don't know what's going on there. Something's going on there that I don't know anything about. Someone's taking the PISS out of me here. Wolves didn't want a buyback clause for Doyle either. Nope. Muddy Duck is the champ of the channel once again. Muddy Duck is an absolute scholar and a saint, and he knows that. If Pep saw no future for Cole, that says volumes. Never leave us, Oscar Bob. And plus, Oscar Bob can now come through. Small victories, Pat.
Yep. And even if Oscar Bob doesn't hit his potential on that, then that's another Cole Palmer in 2 years' time.
There you go. Let me look here. What's happening to McAtee? I don't know. I got told he was going to. The chances of going to Sheffield United were high. Sheffield United are still after him. The rumours came out earlier. We turned down a loan bid from Ajax. City will not sell McAtee. Pep really likes him. Really good attitude, trains hard. Loaning him, and then Simon Bajowski came out earlier this morning and said, even though Palmer had gone, they would still look at loaning McAtee. Personally, I don't think they'll loan McAtee and loan Calvin Phillips. So if Phillips does get loaned, which we'll probably find out tomorrow, it probably means McAtee stays, and if McAtee gets loaned, it probably means Phillips stays. Because you can't lose two more players. Because then you are having to go dipping back in the market again. And just in my opinion, anyway. I know Martin doesn't think this, but do you think we're still slightly light in areas?
Good question. I don't know. I wonder if the question's alluding to maybe they feel a certain area is light. I mean, you can't really say we're light defensively because even though we've lost the Rolls Royce in Laporte, we've upgraded an absolute quality defender in Gvardiol. Midfield seems settled now that Mateo. I felt like we were maybe just a fraction short before we signed Mateus Nunes. But no, not necessarily. Again, it's the small squad and the versatility of all our players that creates the illusion or creates the sort of effect that makes you feel like we're short in areas. But we're not really. It's just every position. You can put every player for their specific role there. You can put them in at least two or three different positions. So it's going to create the effect that we've got a massive squad to other fans of other clubs. But when you really break it down, we're not. And the proof's there because I think we had less player rotations last season than any other club in the Premier League.
Yeah. Ricardo, you're spot on. We're only going to loan to certain clubs that will play football. They're not going to get Eze, mate. Eze won't come in. I will be shell-shocked if Eze walks in that door, mate. We've not even approached Crystal Palace, was what was said earlier. So, you need to get the Eze thing out your head. Boom. I'm just trying to go through where we're up to. So, why? Don't need to be sorry, Alan. Don't worry, mate. 45 million for Palmer. Why didn't pay much more? Exactly. Think about it. We paid 51 million for Haaland. Is a better analogy, Pat. We sold Sterling to Chelsea for 47.5 million. We've actually sold Palmer for more.
Same with Jesus. Same with Jesus.
Yeah. That's mad. So we're never going to turn that down.
No.
Fatty on loan to Brighton's mental. Yeah, Cancelo, Fabrizio has come out and said that Cancelo, it will go through, but they've just removed the option to buy. It will be a straight loan, and if Barcelona can sort something, they can negotiate a fee later on. But yeah, Cancelo won't be coming back. Oscar Bob is something special in the making with Haaland, his fellow Norwegian. Maybe start Bob Saturday. Nope. No. Why would you start Bob against Fulham? Steve, thank you for coming, a brand new member. At the end of the show, I will draw the end of the month award. No, what? I'll do it tomorrow night on the post match because then everyone's in. So if you're not a member by tonight, you will not be entered into the draw tomorrow. There'll be a live draw tomorrow on the post match. Sorry, Saturday. The live draw tomorrow. The live draw will be on Saturday night on the post match after Fulham, and we will draw the end of the month for August for our channel members. So you have until tomorrow night to become a member for 99p, and you'll be entered in to win a prize. Steve, I'm way behind, Pat. I think what's thrown me tonight is so many people, because it's just me and you. I'm trying to talk and do comments. I'm trying to proper multitask here.
Yeah. No, it's so good.
There's 130 people on. You're all legends. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, McAtee is in Pep's plans. It's just if he gets loaned doesn't mean that's the end of McAtee. It's just better to loan him and let him play 30 games at Brighton, for example, than it would be to sit on a bench at Saturday. Thank you, Blue Boy. That is you out. Thank you. Really do appreciate that. Tom is a top lad. Sadly, I've not spoken to him in a little while, but he's a top lad and I hope he's doing well. Yes, Nunes will be announced tomorrow. Tom, 100%. Philip needs to be brave and move on and play some football. Yeah. I'll talk about Phillips in a bit because I want to clarify what you might all hear on a podcast tomorrow about Phillips. Because I feel like I did him a disservice and I wasn't meaning it in the way it came out, but he does need to move for his own career. How would you rate our window so far, Pat? Out of 10?
Just trying to add and subtract, plus points and negatives that we have from it. I mean, you can definitely say the business that we did for Gvardiol has earned us a few points. The fact that there was so much hype about they weren't going to go a cent under 100 million euros to find out that we get him for less than Harry Maguire. The fact that, while it did seem like it was a bit last minute, a bit of panic by Mateus Nunes, it didn't seem like the club was really panicking too much. It was more the fan base because, again, we're in a situation where we haven't really had to dive into the market this late on. Overall, for me, we've filled the spaces that we need to fill. As much as I would have liked to, have kept Gundogan, I'm still very, very happy with how this transfer window has transpired for us. Overall, if I was going to give it a mark out of 10, I would probably say about a 7.5, maybe an 8. If I finished all my coffee and I was a bit more enthusiastic, I'd probably say an 8.
I'm not ignoring you. I'm just checking something.
No, that's right, mate. Yeah, I'll probably say it's about a 7.5, 8 out of 10. The only way I probably would have maybe given it a 10 out of 10 is if we managed to get Gundogan to stay. But, look, apart from that, I can't really... Sorry, just one sec, mate.
Have you heard this? Wow.
What's that?
The Carabao Cup draw was done wrong.
What?
I'm not joking, yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure I'm just chatting. Newcastle were given their correct number in the draw, we would have had drawn Fulham away. As you can see, draw numbers are done in alphabetical order, with the only mistake being Norwich and Newcastle in the wrong order. What number was City yesterday in the cup in the draw?
15. As in order or the actual ball number?
What number was Newcastle?
The ball number we were 15. So that means Newcastle would have been like about 18 or something.
Were Newcastle number 20 yesterday?
Yeah, possibly. Sounds about right.
Should have been 19. They had Norwich above them.
Oh wow! Okay.
Figure that one out, guys.
So are they? Does that mean they're gonna flip it, or they're actually gonna redraw the whole thing?
I don't know.
They'd have to redraw it.
I'm just trying to find out. Paul, who do you support, mate? Are you a Southampton fan? Are you a Wolves fan? You talked about Doyle under. Jimmy Grimble says 10 out of 10 window for us. Am I doing a Twitter space letting know, mate? I'm going to bed. I'm shattered. I'm going to bed, mate. I've been at it for 5 hours, Cade. There will be a Twitter space, though. Will there be any surprises tomorrow? I don't know. The person I've asked is not telling me a lot. They've gone radio silent. I suppose it's because they're very busy. They're very busy, so unless they just want to do something for me. Do you think they that we can't let another player go? Is that it for exits? No, I think we can let another one go. Yeah, 100% of them. On loan, though, don't think we can sign them. I would say slim to none that anyone else comes in. Alan's gone on 10 out of 10. Captain Harris has gone 7 out of 10. Iptrus has gone 8.5 out of 10. Alec Johnson's 10 out of 10. You meant Phillips, right? No, nobody's, mate. 9 better than I expected. Burger, thank you for becoming a channel member. You have now been entered into the end of the month prize draw.
All right, Martin, I've just got to pop through airport security. I'll jump back on in a few minutes.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
All right, mate, in a bit.
Charles, Oscar Bob is getting the number 10 shirt. He'll be known as 10 Bob. Hey, by the way, have you seen the stadium we're going to when we play Young Boys? Manchester City are going to the Wankdorf Stadium to play Young Boys of Switzerland. Couldn't make that up, could you? And by the way, that's not a joke. That's serious. We are going, they play at the Wankdorf Stadium and they're called Young Boys of Switzerland. Is someone taking the mick giving them that name? Right, where's that come from? Better spend 40 mil is 10 out of 10, 2 mids, 1 winger and a defender. Build what we needed, everyone is interchangeable. That's why I like it, Alan, because we have a lot of variety and a lot of versatility within the team and the squad. I do like it. Better spend 40 mil is 10 out of 10 to, oh, just done that one. 8 only if Cancelo deal goes through. Phillips goes on loan or sell. And if we get a surprise like Kanji, don't mind the players going out, i.e. Gundo. An 8 only if. So what would you rate at the moment, Julie? We should have bought Bellingham, Vardiol and Wirtz, then it would have been 10 out of 10. Bloody hell. You don't want much, Pardo. Bellingham, we tried. Vardiol, we got. Wirtz didn't want to leave. He wants to stay because of the Euros. We did keep Kyle and Bernardo. That's a good point. KP will score on Saturday. KP ain't playing on Saturday, mate. I'll have you a bet with that right now. I watch choice streams, so why not be a member? Definitely good value for money. Thank you much. And like I said, it all goes back into your channel, Burger. And listen, it's never an essential. It is 99p is even a lot of money in this day and age. Doesn't seem a lot, but it's a lot in this cost of living that we're in at the moment. So I appreciate anybody doing it. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Norwich. Right. Okay, then, Muddy. Apologise. I must have missed that in the 3. There's so many. There's nearly 150 people in. You're all legends. I'm sorry. There was meant to be a panel. Rich got unexpectedly. Ozzy's Wi-Fi died, and Pat's trotting through Australia and Sydney security at the airport at the moment. So I'm literally solo. Vata's doing rehab, and I hope Vata gets better soon. But yeah, this is literally now me solo. So do we get a redraw? Is there a redraw? Because that's fixed then. We should be playing Norwich. Why are we not going to Carroll Road then? Hello, Manchester City. Hope Thailand is doing you well. Thank you for joining us. I don't think it's not rigged. It's someone's got the alphabet mixed up. They put Norwich ahead of Newcastle and Newcastle because N both start with N, but E comes before O in the alphabet. Wow, that needs looking into then. So what's the problem with the draw? We shouldn't be playing Newcastle, mate. We should be playing Norwich. Newcastle should have been playing Fulham. Yeah, they're gonna have to do something with that. They'll probably swap that around. I thought you were joking in the earlier stream. Salford should have played United. They are playing United, aren't they? Same thing. So what's going to happen? I don't know. I've only just figured it out myself, so I actually don't know. Oh, you're a Leicester fan. Callum Doyle is a great player for us. Now we can have McAtee. Who says you're getting McAtee? Because you're not. There's loads of clubs ahead of you. They want to keep him in the Premier League, Paul. I don't think they'll let him go down. I know you've inquired, but a lot of teams have inquired, including Ajax. I I think he's done the spit. He's done the bit in the Championship. I think. I don't know what's going on here. Let me just double check. But they say it doesn't detract from the competition, so the draw stays the same. How does it stay the same then? Because it does detract. Because it's not right. Because they've got Newcastle City on the TV. That's why. It's staying as it is. Well, that's bent then. That is bent then. Big time bent. Can't believe they're keeping that the same. Does anyone think we look for more plays? I'm curious. Tommy Doyle. Oh, sorry, I've just got a picture. Someone showing me Tommy Doyle outside Wolves in his brand new, in his car with his Wolves kit on. Allen's gone 7 as we missed out on Bellingham. They don't make themselves. You know, I'm just trying to catch up with comments. Call me a happy clapper, but I'm going 6 out of 10. Ooh, it's a bit average. It's a bit average. Ethan's gone 4. Why have you hit 4? Jesus. City, love to all the Blues in the chat. Same to you, mate. I hope you're well. Oh, Ozzy's back. Let's see if we can get him. Evening. Ooh.
Evening.
What are you on now? Your phone, you're in your data. Ozzy's off the Wi-Fi. He's on the data. Hello.
Yeah.
Worse than before, mate. MCFR's going 8 out of 10. Without my AFs, my rating would be 6.5. Ooh, there's some going from 9 and 10s to 6.5s. KP will play, needs minutes for England. Do you think City care about what England want, mate? City don't give 2 hoots what England want. Yeah, when 9s get announced, maybe play Phillips at the W Stadium. W Stadium. Oh, at the Wankdorf Stadium. What it means is he doesn't want to do that. Thought you said Vardy goat. Who said Vardy goat? Yes, beyond belief, I've heard about him. Felix was scoring as for Fulham as he replaces Paulina. Felix was scoring for Fulham. I'm curious. Well, what's going on tonight? Why is he suddenly moved to Fulham tomorrow? Anyway, Ozzy, are you there? Are you not there? I think Ozzy just died of death tonight. Like coffee, I'm out and all. We've been very lucky with our competition. By the way, have you heard about this coffee, about this Carabao Cup thing that was wrong? Because you were given the wrong number because someone can't tell between Norwich should have been below Newcastle in the draw. So you shouldn't have actually got us. And we shouldn't have got you. But it doesn't affect the integrity of the cup, so they're keeping the draw as it is. Yes, a max of 8. We can loan out. Will KP peel the oranges at half time? Don't be harsh now. No need for a redraw. Just get on with it. Why? We shouldn't have played Newcastle. Where's Andy? Andy's on holiday at the moment. My Wi-Fi is better in Tenerife than Costa del Withenshaw, where I'm from. Ozzy, are you there? I think Ozzy's just died.
I'm here, mate.
Yeah, oh yeah. Can you hear us? Bernardo won't be available due to his wife having a baby. Suppose we'll find out tomorrow. He might be all right, you know. You never know. We will smash Newcastle. Ozzy, what do you think about this window then so far? I think we're just Ozzy's dying to death at the moment. Glad to have Nunes, but sorry to see Palmer leave. But Pep is trying to refresh the team for the new season. He is. Trying to make sure I've got. Can we avoid Liverpool then? Oh, I'm confused today. I don't know what's going on there. Sir Alan covering Gavardio cost less than Bellingham. Good point. Glad to have Nunes, but sorry to see Palmer leave. But Pep is trying to refresh the team for the new season. He is. Surely we keep McAtee. I'm going to go in off what Thingy said. Simon Bajowski said earlier, Spencer Matt, that McAtee could still go out on loan. It didn't depend on Palmer going out or staying. Because I don't think, from what Simon Bajowski was saying, it didn't sound. It sounded like we were very open to allowing him in to go on loan, but not to sell. There's a big difference between going on loan and not selling. It's like Peroni, they've loaned him, but they want to bring him back. The same with McAtee, they'll loan him, but they want to bring him back, but they're only going to loan him to a certain level of club. And that's not a dig at Leicester. It's they want him to play in the Premier League. So that's bent then. I know it is, but hey, for some reason, we're not redoing it. What number do you think Nunes get? I think 7. Doku's got 11. So, yes, 7 could be a shout. Shock horror, the draw is rigged. Yeah, tell me another I didn't know. We should have kept Laporte and Gundo. Gundo chose to leave Ethan. And Laporte wasn't playing. So, nothing you can do. Lovely channel Vated if you're still in the chat. I think Pat's back now. Hello, Pat. Did you get your cavity shirt?
Yeah, all good. Everything was fine.
Good. Were you allowed sad to get rid of Mahrez? Yes, but no. It was time to go. Great servant for the club, but time to go. Tell you what, though, Paul, our fan base went down about 1 million. Ethan's getting told off. Bernie will be in the squad Saturday. Yeah, I was about to say that. You know this Bernardo Silva photo? Wasn't that done yesterday? And she looked very good for someone who's just had a baby, like 24 hours earlier.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. His missus is stunning. She's absolutely stunning, but it just seemed like, I
don't think she'd been in hospital. Like, and by the way, when you have a baby, as you all know, some of you out there, you don't go have a kid and get let out the same day. And I know the millionaires and that, but still, it's. I think this baby was born a bit earlier than people think.
So you think their child was like some of our signings? It's all just done in advance.
No, I just think it was done a couple of days ago, and I think he'll be fine for the weekend.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I'm surprised their little daughter hasn't had a photo with Cheeky then.
The baby with a pitch. Well, this is crazy.
The baby's gifted. It's already in the under sixes.
Julie just needs the Cancelo deal to go through. 14 or 28 shirt. Oh, Pat's gone again. What is? Could somebody stay on the stream, man? Please. 10 out of 10. Kept Silva, Kyle, Gavardio, KP, Haaland, new 8-year deal. Amazing stuff up the Blues. When did Haaland get an 8-year deal? I ain't on it. Just don't do drugs. Nice try, though. Let's play nice. Does feel very suspicious that I got the alphabets and numbers wrong and none of the officials picked up on it. Yeah. By the way, how do you feel about your draw? Welcome to the big leagues. I like Coffer. We were just saying earlier, it's a bit like when we first came into this comp. Remember, I said this on Tony's channel, Coffer. It takes 2 or 3 years to get used to it. Maybe longer. Because at the moment, you're in the stage of enjoying Mbappe coming to your stadium. In about 5 years, you'll be abusing Mbappe to get out the stadium. Because you'll want the easier ties. Wankdale Stadium, bet they pull the punters in. There you go. Bit of blue for the dads. I never heard about it. I never heard about that Carabao Cup draw. Everyone seems to know about it, Pat, but me and you.
No, so is there any talk about it being redrawn? Because
they're all saying they've said it's going to be kept the same. It won't change anything.
Okay.
And I said basically they've already chosen City and Newcastle to be on the TV.
That's probably the reason why they won't change it, because that's probably the marquee matchup for the round.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't say wriggle out of it. I just think they've been caught with the pants down. I'll be honest with you, Mudder. It was never an obligation to buy. It was an option to buy. If it was an obligation to buy, I'd be more peeved off. But we had an option with buying and he just didn't take it up.
Martin, do you know what? If it was an obligation to buy, then Barcelona wouldn't be in as much financial strife as they are.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. If there's one club that's benefited from Barcelona's troubles, it's Brighton. I tell you what, getting Ansu Fati, that's huge for a club like Brighton to get a player like him. It's just, I think that's massive.
Save them.
Sorry?
How much wages is that going to save them?
Well, according to Fabrizio, he said that Brighton will pay for 80% of his wages. So it takes a lot of stress off Barcelona, at least for one season.
Paul says Enzo is a real breath of fresh air. Do you know what Maresca is? Maresca was very good in our academy and then went up to help Pep coach. So, and that's the thing you'll see now. You've noticed it with Company at Burnley. You'll have a goalie that plays out from the back. You'll be playing quick, tempoed football. You won't get none of this ball over the top Tabada nonsense, mate. The ball will be played on the deck into Tabada. And you'll enjoy it, Paul. Trust me. Yeah, I know you meant McAtee. Now we don't need Bob and McAtee. Let McAtee go alone and get game time. I hope you're a good burger, mate. Oh, that was just Michael saying hello to Burger. Martin, is it still 8 homegrown players? If so, McAtee can't go if Palmer and Phillips are leaving. Oscar Bob counts as homegrown, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
See, that's why I think it'll only be McAtee or Phillips. Might be neither, but I think it'll only be one. I don't think it'll be both, Mudder. Gundo was never going to stay. No, clearly not. We didn't offer Gundo a 2-year. Gundo was never staying, Ethan. He wanted to go to Barca, mate. Aussie's come in. Sorry, everyone, bloody internet. Hopefully, I'll get it fixed soon. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share because Martin is dying after 5 hours. Aussie forgot that part. Keep Newcastle tie closer away, day for me. Listen, I'm going. Coffee, I'm coming up to Newcastle for that game. Walker has signed. They're just sorting out the paperwork. Aussie still better Wi-Fi than Martin. Nope. I'm on here, mate. Don't worry, I was there. I think Gundo was going all along. Yeah, so do I. All I'm trying to do at the minute is catch in the comments. Is that airport Tanoi? The flight for Peru is about to leave gate 69.
Joke's on you, mate. I work at domestic.
I was going to say something. No. I'll text it in a bit. She had a baby in Portugal, but I'm amazed if Pep recalls Bernardo for the weekend. I mean, I've talked about this in the Fulham preview. Are you expecting many changes for this game Saturday?
No, not when we're still playing every 7 days and an international break coming up. You want your best players playing as much as possible. And then once we get down to every 3 or 4 days, then we can start considering, rotations and such. So for me, keep a similar squad to what we did against Sheffield. Albeit probably Phil Foden should be right and ready to go this time. So, yeah, look, I'm expecting a similar lineup to what we had against Newcastle. And, yeah, we'll go from there. Did you mention in your preview at all, Martin, that it looks like Fulham could possibly be without one of their best players in João Paulinho, because it looks like he's going to go to Bayern Munich?
Don't give anything away. They've got to watch the preview.
Okay, righto. Well, yeah, in that case, watch the preview, everybody. So, yeah.
Yeah, preview's out tomorrow. Ansu Fati's on 160 grand a week. Yeah, but I didn't realise his Cisco looks like he could be out for a while. He's picked up a bit of a dodgy thing, hasn't he? Dodgy injury, it looks like. Have I ever been? I've been a manager. I'd never be a City manager. I'm not good enough, mate. 80% Brighton will pay for his wages. That is mad. Apparently, integrity draw wasn't brought into disrepute, making the mistake, so no redraw. The integrity of the draw, even though they shouldn't have, that's bent. And I'll tell you what, if whoever gets knocked out of that, you could start a bloody legal challenge, couldn't you?
Oh, 100%.
Imagine if Newcastle get whooped at home by us. Come on. Gotta go now, everyone. Great stream. Thank you. Take care, MCFR. Have a good one. Thank you for joining us. Agreed, Neil. Torres is away. What do you mean? Anything was better than Rodgers. Hey, Rodgers, I don't mind Rodgers, mate. Wouldn't put it past Bar to try and keep Cancelo on loan every year. I wouldn't put it past City to let him do that, mate. Torres is away 2 years, not paid a euro yet. City, how did they get away with it? No, they have. They have paid. They have paid, Andrew. We've agreed a deal where they pay us every financial year. It was amortized over the length of the contract, Andrew. I love Group of Depp. We worked hard last year to get to the LC, and what's the point getting you can't play against some of Europe's elite? We're not winning it, so just enjoy it. I mean, that's what I mean, like Coffee. That's where we were sort of 10 years ago. It was enjoy it, and then eventually you build up to win it. Because you're right, you're not going to come in and win it. So get as far as you can, really. Just enjoy it. Thank you, Paul. Have a good season. Best of luck to your boys for the season, though. If you're definitely coming up for Newcastle, I hope we can meet up. Yeah, I'll meet up anyone. I'll be in Mary D's on Saturday. International games are injury risks. Hate them. I hate them. Nobody moneyed up. Take care, mate. Hopefully back soon. Thank you, mate. Fulham will go for Phillips. We'll see. That's if Paulinho goes. I'm not sure they'll get Paulinho out the door in time.
The only thing is Bayern need to get somebody through the door after now that it looks like Gravenbach is going to Liverpool.
Do you know what, Berger? This is going to sound really weird. I have no idea because I still don't know how to do that. I can tag someone. I don't know how to reply to someone and put the name up in the live comments when I'm on somebody else's stream watching. And I'm a YouTuber, as they call it. Legal charge for what? If they get knocked out, it's saying there's no integrity of the draw because it's been drawn wrong. It's been drawn wrong, so they have made a mistake. I'm just trying to think. Man U have yet another home fixture. United always get home fixtures. Hey up, Noah, how are you, mate? Noah. Well, I want your opinion. Pat, Noah's a Leeds fan. I want your opinion on Calvin Phillips. What is your opinion on Phillips? Cancelo? No, I meant Noah, because Noah Pearson's an actual Leeds fan. And I'm intrigued to see what the Leeds fans think about it.
Well,
so with you, Jessica, on that.
Just from talking to a few Leeds fans here and then just seeing the overall chit-chat that happened when we signed him, most of them, I think it appeared most of them were sort of like, while they were a little bit begrudgingly, disappointed to see him leave. A lot of them were also humble in the fact that they saw, obviously a team competing for trophies every year is interested in one of their local lads. And, that was it was nice to hear. The only thing I think they had an issue was the actual cost of the transfer fee, because it was like 44 million. And they believed that they really should have got him for 55, even 60 million. So that was probably the only sort of if they had any issues with it, there was more an issue with the club for letting him go for that amount of money. Now, since then, obviously, it's just been a consistent, constant stop and start with his progression as a City player, to the point now where it's like, you're starting to hear whispers of like, is it possible the club made a mistake, signing him, or, like, is his heart in it, or is his head in the right place? Does he feel that he's comfortable or confident enough to play under Pep's system? You know what I mean? Like, but I'm not suggesting he may have thought he bit up more than he could chew coming to City or anything like that. But the problem is like, he's obviously not doing something right, or he's basically, Pep sees something in him that he's becoming a victim of, he's just become a victim of his own, basically, lack of progression in the squad. And, when you see new signings come in, they're automatically going up the pecking order before they've even put a blue shirt on. Then, it does raise some concerns in terms of where we're going to see him for the rest of this season. So, for me, it's a really, really mixed. It's a sea of contradiction in terms of whether I think he fits or whether I think he doesn't, or is he going to progress, or is he just going to be the same as last season? I really don't know. It's created so many question marks for me now that it's just so hard to put your finger on it to what you think is going to happen, because come tomorrow, it could completely change. It could be out the door. It could be, Pep. For all we know, Pep could come out in a press conference after the international break and say, Calvin Phillips is going to start. He's had a complete rejuvenation. So I really don't know what to expect from the lad. And I do feel sorry for him, because it seems like the guy's got a heart of gold and the teammates love him. Besides, obviously, the lack of game time, it seems like the majority of the City fan base love him as well too. So it's hard to hate on. It's really hard to hate on the lad, and I find it really hard to as well. And I want him to do well, and it's just it's disappointing, but you got to think there's much more to it than what we see at face value as fans. So be interested to see what happens over the next 24 hours. And if he does go, then we might find out more information as time goes on. But until then, we just got to take it at face value.
Phillips back at Leeds. I don't think Phillips can afford. I don't think Leeds can afford the wages. I said something about. I was on Man City International podcast, with that Sheik and Nico.
Yeah.
Tonight. Comes out tomorrow, 5 p.m., but I'm going to let Sheik talk about that. And we talked about Phillips. And it's weird, because when I hear people talking about Phillips, you know what I hear? Got a nice smile. He's a nice lad. What is he, Pat?
Well, a smile can only get you so far. Unfortunately, a nice smile doesn't help with distributing the ball from defence to midfield. So, otherwise, if that was the case, then Roger would pretty much have lockjaw every 90 minutes, playing football. So, again, like I said, it just becomes that whole idea of what's best for the team versus sentimentality. And because he's such a nice lad, he does fall into that sentimentality sort of bracket. So I don't know. It's hard for me to keep talking about it, because you just feel so conflicted about how you feel about what he's doing and the person that he is.
Yeah, no, true. I'm just checking.
You're right, mate. Probably got a couple more minutes, and I've got to head up. I've got a couple of inbounds coming in.
Checking someone that told me something. Do you know what someone said? I said, and this sounded harsh. I said he's not a model. I said, I'm sick of hearing fans say he's a nice lad and got a lovely smile. When do we start talking about his football? And do you know why we keep saying he's a nice lad and got a nice smile, Pat? Because he's not playing football. We can't talk about his football because he's not playing it. So all we can say is he's a nice lad and got a lovely smile. At what point? This is why I wasn't being harsh, but I'm like, even I'm getting pissed off with saying he's got a nice smile and he's a good lad. He's a footballer. He's not a model.
Exactly.
And I don't mean to be awful. Do you know what it reminds me of at the minute? You know that kid at school who got picked last for PA? And that sounds so harsh because I was picked last for PA. Trust me, I was not very good at it. And I was rightfully deserved picked last. But my point I'm saying is, Calvin Phillips should not be getting picked last. And there should not be a James McAtee or a Rico Lewis going in ahead of him. But for whatever reason, he's ended up in that situation. And that's what's the sad thing about this. He needs to, for his betterment of his career, move on. We all said at the start he's had to come back, fight hard in pre-season, come back early, prove your worth, and then get some minutes. He came back early, played 20 minutes in a game, and we've not seen him since.
God, there's even an argument that his best performance was last year in the pre-season in Houston when he played at centre back.
Yeah.
Don't know what to make of it.
It's mad. It really is mad. And I really do want him to do well. No worries, Coffee. Thank you for joining us, mate. You're a superstar. No, like no one said, you want him to do well. Like says, I love him as a person. He's a nice lad. But he's saying it again. I love Phillips as a person. He's a footballer. When do we start talking about him as a footballer? Do you know what I mean? It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. And this what makes it more annoying when you think about the way people have been treating Jack Grealish online too. Like a fellow compatriot, fellow Englishman, Grealish is out there game by game putting in a shift and putting in good performances, and yet he's getting absolutely rinsed for it by a certain group of fans online. And then most people out there are just like, okay, Calvin Phillips hasn't had a chance yet, or he's been dealt a bad hand or something like that, whatever they want to call it. But they're willing to let it go because he's been a nice lad. And that's not having a dig at Calvin Phillips. Again, we don't know the full story of exactly what's happened. But it's like, if you're going to, if they're going to say nice things about Calvin Phillips, and fair, rightly so, then don't go on and, almost sound hypocritical in terms of the way you're treating Jack Grealish. It's not fair.
I mean, like Julius put here,
look,
nothing said about his football attributes. We always talk about his personality and a nice sign and a nice smile.
Yeah.
When you are doing that, that's like that is like when an ex says to you, "It's not you, it's me." No, it is me. You're just being nice by saying, them people who break. No, this has never happened to me. When you get that, it's not
you're
you,
sugarcoating it.
Yeah, you're just playing the nice bit.
Yeah.
This is what fans are doing. I know this sounds so nasty, but we can't keep saying he's got a nice smile and he's a nice lad. We've not bought him to be a model. We bought him to play football. He's not parading around the city. He's not going in the city superstore parading the kits off. And that sounds so nasty, but I'm sick of hearing, and I'm even saying it myself, he's got a nice smile and he's a lovely lad.
It's tough love. It's harsh reality, unfortunately.
I don't mean that to be awful here, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know. As a human being, everyone loves him, but as a footballer, different. Exactly.
All right, Martin, I've got to jump off, mate. Yeah. But
thanks for joining us, mate.
Thanks for having me on. Everybody in the chat there, I hope you're doing well. But we'll speak to you after the Fulham game. And, let's hope we get those 3 points. And come on, Setsy.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
We're going to talk about the Etihad extension. I will leave that till next week because I'm on my own. I've shared the channel to a city group. I'm on a Facebook. This is run by Mate and Follow the Proper Blues. And not at least fanboys will get. Oh, thank you so much, Burger. But don't get in trouble because I know some can get a bit arsey about sharing fan channels on Facebook. Trust me, I've been blocked by a few. And all I did was share it out to a couple. I got blocked. I hope KP excels. Listen, I want KP to have a great career. I just know it's not going to happen at City, that's all. And that's the harsh reality. At least he'll get some play. You know what? I'm happy he's playing for England. Gareth Southgate's a lying sod, though, because he told John Stones 18 months ago or so that he wasn't playing for City, so he won't get in the England team. But he picks Harry Maguire and he picked Calvin Phillips. You're a hypocrite, Southgate. Get out the job. Disappear, sunshine. You're not even good at pizza adverts. Never mind footballing coaching. Calvin Phillips is Glauber Bertie in disguise. Glauber Bertie played more, Harvey. This is what I mean. Am I doing this right, Peter? Man needs to get me up to date with all this kind of stuff. It's not Facebook or Twitter. I'm out of my depth. Don't worry, Berg. I appreciate it, mate. Want Calvin to do well, but it just hasn't worked out for him. Happened. Here's a question. Is Calvin Phillips the first failed transfer for Pep? There's a question for you all. And I don't mean failed, but is it the first proper muck-up we've done? Has Pep failed with Calvin? Or, as I got told by Haaland, Haaland last night, who does Forever Blue with Cheeser, did we buy Phillips and then we changed our style? And he didn't know what to do with Phillips at that point. We committed into the deal. Mate, back again, meant to ask someone I'd heard latest on us signing next. Jamel Baptiste on a free. Yes, he is a youngster we've signed, and he will be coming in to join the academy, I believe. Well said, Patrick. So I agree with you. Is a problem with the... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we bought Phillips and then changed the system, and we've already committed in, like Haaland had said yesterday on the Twitter space. Ideal sign for Brendan Rodgers. He's a wonderful human being. For whatever reason, Phillips' game time is not existent for his career. He has to move on. Yeah, I agree. What do you expect from me isn't going to be sad. I'm not saying that, Ethan. What I'm saying is, as a footballer, I shouldn't be kept. As a fan of football, I want to talk about the football attributes, not how good they look. That's all I'm saying. We're doing it because we can't talk about his football, Ethan. That's all I mean. It's not a dig at Phillips. I want Phillips to leave to go and play football, Ethan. He deserves to play football. He's a good player. He's not a Manchester City player. Big difference. Phillips could be a model of Soster. You start, you. No worries, nice to see you. Brilliant stream, Martin and Pat. Yeah, we are going to end, in fact. I'm going to do another 10 minutes. I'll do a Q&A. Because I apologize. This show has not gone the way we probably advertised it. Sadly, we've had major technical issues with Aussie, and Pat was working, and Vader couldn't get on, and Rich had to do something, had to go to an event at his children's school. So it's just, yeah. But we've had over 150 of you legends on tonight, which is amazing. Muddy Ducks gifted out subs. We've had memberships. We've had 2 new members subscribe off their own back. If you are new, please consider hitting that subscribe button. That would be amazing. Giving it a big thumbs up because it really does help your channel. I have a belly button. Is it an in-it or an outie, though? It seems all of the person would not... Exactly. It seems all we talk about. Southgate is an umpty. Southgate needs to get out the job. Don't worry, mate. One of my best mates owns the page. It's all good. I don't have YouTube channels, so no worries about that. No worries. And just don't want to get you in trouble, Berger. That's all, mate. I was going to say on Nolito. On Nolito. I'll probably say Nolito. I'm going to be honest with you. Big up, Ed. How you doing, mate? Hope you're good. On his day, he's a very good player. There is a player in Calvin Phillips. Anyone who can play Marcel Bielsa football and play murder ball to control and launch passes is a great footballer. I just think he's sadly not worked out for the club. Claudio Bravo's probably Pep's first pull. No, I like Bravo. I was one of the few. Anyone who's seen me on Man City Man TV, I talked about Bravo and backed him a lot because he won us a lot of League Cups. You brought Phillips, the Leeds player who was brilliant, but his confidence has been broken apart. I don't think it's a failed signing. Just the exact. I'm not sure the circumstances have changed as well now. I'm not having a go at him. I'm not having a go at him, Ethan. Was Palmer ever going to get an opportunity for Pep? In my eyes, I hoped he would have stayed. Still may stay. No one said he's gone yet. City don't have to. Oh, sorry. Calvin Phillips doesn't have to leave. He is good, but he doesn't play for Manchester City, mate. Ethan, I'm not having a go, but there's about 5 players ahead of him. What do you do with that, Ethan? Is Calvin Phillips getting ahead of Rodri? No. Is Calvin Phillips getting ahead of Nunes now? No. Is Calvin Phillips getting ahead of John Stones? No. Is Calvin Phillips getting ahead of Rico Lewis? No. Because all them players have gotten ahead of him. Is Calvin Phillips getting ahead of Kovacic? No. So where does Calvin play? I'm not being cruel, Ethan. I'm being honest with you. Because, by the way, if you say Calvin Phillips is good enough, then you're clearly questioning Pep. Because Pep doesn't think he's good enough. So where'd you go with that one? Could be the system. It could be. Phillips could end up going to Liverpool. Will he go to Liverpool? They've just bought Gravenbach. That's what I'm not sure now because they've got Gravenbach. We've got Gravenbach. Did Pep sign Carson? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Champions League winner though. 3. Everyone says that. Makes me laugh. Phillips' task at City is too big for him. Says Alec, has Pep ever not given you side a chance before? No. Phillips best his career at Leeds and Leeds went down. He should have go back. He might revive his career. No, he's too good for the Championship, mate. Thank you, DC. You're a legend. Thank you so much. Tell your mates I do. Coming late, what's your overall rating? I'm going to give it a 9. Because I think we've got Vardy, best centre-back in Europe at the moment, coming up and coming. We've got Kovacic, that I think could be the steal of the window at 25 million quid, fitted in like a glove. Nunes, really tidy player, can play 6, 8, maybe a stroke of a 10. You've signed Bernardo on a new contract. That's massive. Kyle Walker stayed on an extension. And you bought a Docker as well, who is the most exciting young prospect in an attacking sense in Europe. So, over the moon. Oh, and we basically spent 200 million and we've made over 200 million. That is outstanding. Love the window, Pat and Palmer. One hand, I get it. The other hand is such a shame. It is. Losing our new Foden, he wasn't the new Foden, Tom. I agree he wasn't given the full chance, but I don't think he was Foden's. I don't think he could get to Foden's level, and I wish him all the best at Chelsea. Thank you so much, Muddy. Appreciate that. Same as well, Michael. Really appreciate that. So these things happen. You can tell it's live. It's live. It's meant to happen. Great show. Thank you, Julia. Connor, thank you so much for the £5. Just wanted to ask Mike, do you think we'll sign anyone else after Nunes tomorrow? Love the channel away. Depends who leaves. If more than one leaves, then we may do. If only one leaves, then no, we won't. We'll stay as we are. I'm not hearing anything at the moment. Let's put it that way. What if John Neal I struggle with this technology? Don't worry. Don't ever worry about technology. What did I hear that right? You said anyone can play Biel is a great player. I knew I was right saying Bamford is the greatest. No, listen, murder ball, Noah, is not easy. Before the game, I'll be in there, mate. Before. Totally agree about the stream. Money don't mind. The Pat did a brilliant job. Please get the message out. Thank you so much. Carson is a GOAT. Did you see Redknapp arguing with Micker and Phillips about being a better passer with the ball than Rodri? What? Interview was before last season started Micker play, pissed himself. What? Why are people arguing about that? That's just not even, that's a non-argument. Think he could slam into another team? 100%. 9, that's high. I'm probably picking my rate. Hey, listen, all opinions, Julia. I'm high. I'm rating it higher because of the extensions as well. If any news breaks I will do a car stream. There will be nothing on like this. It'll be done in the car because I'm at the hospital tomorrow. As I've told you, my motorcade. If there is any news or I hear anything, I will set something up and I will come live using my phone from the car. Promise you that. Any other sweets you crave? Can't get trio bars? No, I'm all right. I'm on a diet, Peter. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm on a diet. But honestly, thank you. Just watching Peter is all we need. Minimum. Thank you. It's maximum. Honestly, it's amazing. Thank you. I appreciate anyone coming to help, or it really is. I get so overwhelmed by why people want to watch me, and that sounds really thing. I'm a City fan. That's all. It's like when Peter, I have people come up to me and they're like, Peter, and sometimes I think I'm rude because my missus says to me, she goes, say hello to him, and I'm like, because I love it because it's nice, but I get all embarrassed because I'm like, I'm just one of you. I'm nobody special. I'm on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? It's not. It really is overwhelming how people thank me and listen, and it's big fat guy from the middle of Manchester, and people listening to him. It's mad, but absolutely complimentary as well. It's mad, and I mean it in all just something I never expected. I saw something saying you were in for Paqueta again, maybe in January, Noah. That deal's not fully dead for the future. No pressure, Matt. Thank you. No, I appreciate that. Thanks, Alec Johnson, mate. We really do appreciate your support. No, we do. Alec, you are a legend. Alec's in the middle of Tenerife. Oh, Alec, did you go to the safari? You didn't tell me. Did you go to safari? You're welcome, Alec Johnson, mate. If you get to safari, get the Princess Dies. Billy Porter. Thank you so much, DC. Appreciate it. People want to watch you because you're a brilliant guy who attends all. No, thank you, Noah. Appreciate it. And Noah's a Leeds fan. Has been watching me from Man City Man TV. Doesn't always come on as much anymore. Don't get his jokes. If anyone knows Noah Pearson, he throws out dad jokes, especially at Christmas with the crackers. Thank you so much, Michael, and your support is amazing as well. I like to watch because you're real, none of this flashy dramatic stuff. Just trying. Listen, we're getting a bit flashier because that's people pumping money in. We're going to make the channel better for you, but it's always your channel. So any topics you want, you'll be showing the community report. What do you want to talk about? Sadly, that's not turned out tonight because of technical issues with some people. But it's always for you lot. We don't make money out of this. Do it for you lot. What I do want to end on is our old friend Saffron, Alexander Saffron, has thrown a bit of shade to the Saudi Arabian League tonight. Just 1 minute before I catch up with Alec Johnson. But yeah, my daughter booking trips so long as they don't win your shot. Where are you going? Do the whale and dolphin tour. Really good. Really, really good. That's off at the Costa Ideki port. Really good. It's at the back of, you've got the Hotel La Pinta at the side. I stayed all around there a little bit. Anyway, Alexander Saffron has thrown a little bit of shade over the Saudi Arabian League this evening, saying that Saudi Pro League has been dismissed as a competitive threat by Alexander Saffron, president of European's governing body, UEFA, saying the league has lured many high-profile players to Saudi Arabia the last year, offering lucrative contracts. Saffron feels that the Chinese Super League made the same mistakes, and it's not the right way to do it. His exact quotes in L'Equipe: "It's not a threat. We saw a similar approach in China. They bought players at the end of their career by offering them a lot of money. Chinese football didn't develop and didn't qualify for the World Cup afterwards. It's not the right way to do it. They should work on player and coach development, but it is not my problem." Spending by the Chinese Super League was curbed by transfer tax in 2017, but the Saudi Pro League has a long-term investment plan with Michael Emiliano appointed as director of football to lead its acquisition and youth development strategies. Manchester City coach Pep Guardiola, who saw Riyad Mahrez and Amrit Laporte leave Saudi Arabia, said that the country's financial clout has changed the market and elite European clubs need to be aware of what's happening. However, the Premier League chief exec Richard Masters said, I am not too concerned about Saudi Arabia's growing influence in football. He said the country's public investment fund, PIF, have taken over 4 leading clubs in Saudi Arabia. And Karim Benzema and Neymar have been the biggest signing, but Benzema might be actually on his way back. Ceferin went on to say there are players at the end of their careers and others who aren't ambitious enough to aspire to top competitions. As far as I know, Mbappe and Haaland don't dream of Saudi Arabia. I don't believe that the best players at the pinnacle of their careers would go to Saudi Arabia. Why people talk to me about the players who went there? Nobody knows where they're playing. Ceferin also dismissed speculation that Saudi clubs could join future editions of UEFA club competitions by saying only European clubs can participate in the Champions League, Europa League and Conference League. Only European federations can apply to host the final, not even clubs. We would have to change all of our rules, and we don't want to do that. So there you go. Ceferin is boiling it tonight. Amazing. They've just opened a brand new slide as well, mate. Laura Park, good. Go and see it. Well, might not be a cup of tea, but I do like the Orca show. Where everyone comes at me and says it's cruel. Top lads, I like Leeds. Didn't like them in the 80s, though. You beat up my uncle, some of your fans. Us City fans are family. Keep it going, Martin. Thank you so much. Listen, it'd be nothing to do if you lot weren't here. Saudi is awful. I'm jealous you're going Siam Park. Love Siam Park. I dropped my watch earlier and it broke. Everything happened so slow. It was like time stood still. Boom. Told you. Cracker jokes. Does Ceferin have the ability to embargo any transfers? No. But he will not allow them into his... So, you know, they still want to come in the Champions League. Won't happen. So, it's... I don't know what the long term. This is just going to rave on and on and on. This still don't trust UEFA. I do like Ceferin at the minute. Ceferin's trying to get into our good books at the moment. Are you raiding anyone before you go? I don't know. You raid anyone? No, we'll look into that at some point. Great show again, Martin. Thank you, Peter. Anyway, ladies and gents, we're going to call it time there because it's an hour and a half with 2-year-old granddaughter. Ellen Road, great stadium, except when you get beat up outside it. Sorry, my cousin got battered outside. Not my cousin, my uncle, sorry, got battered outside Ellen Road. Shame. It was in the 80s, though. Early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. Different time for football. Anyway, what I want to do is absolutely thank everyone who's joined us and apologise to everyone who is... missed or not got what they expected tonight. That I apologise for. We will be back to normal resumption on Saturday. I can promise you now, if anything breaks tomorrow, I will come live via my phone. You all have a car stream, so you'll get a car stream tomorrow, live on my phone, and we'll go and have a little chat about it as well. Yeah, if you wanted to, mate. I don't know how you do it, though. How would you do it? You can set that up, Ethan, by all means. Go and raid. I have no idea what you do. What is all this raid stuff? What do you do? Oh, Muddy Duck. As I thought you gifted more membership there. I'm well behind on the thing. Sorry, I've got that many tabs open. Sorry, it was the one earlier, but thank you, Muddy Duck. Again, you're a scholar and a saint for that. Yeah, by the way, there you go. In there, if you can go and click on that and go and give Colonel Ward bit of a raid. That'd be amazing. I don't know how you do it. How do you raid into someone? Copy link address. How do you raid someone? I'm going to try and do it. How do you set up a raid? How do you set a raid up? I have no idea how you raid someone. Anyway, I'll sort that out and we'll get that going. Because I like to do a couple of raids myself. Thank you all for joining us. If you can smash that thumbs up, that'd be amazing. We'll be back tomorrow as long as something breaks. If nothing breaks, we'll be back on Saturday. I'll do a YouTube short from Mary D's or outside it with the team news, etc. And then I will be live with whoever we can get with the post-match. Tom is here. Hello, mate. Edit button, customize redirects, I think. Hang on, right, because I need to go into the studio. Okay, right, hang on. Let me go and link into it because I've got it now. And Colonel Ward would, I love Colonel Ward. Really help the channel. I want to help him. Thank you. By the way, if you add this, and not everyone is into this, but if you are into your wrestling, get over to Tom Collier's channel. Top guy. Get over there. I will put Tom's link in as well in a minute. Your community. I'm going to have to look into it properly. I'm going to look into it, Tom. I'm going to look into it properly and then I can... But Tom is a really good chap, so I want to help him. Not everyone is into wrestling, I get it, but if you want anything in your news, this is the place to go. There you go. If you want anything, get over there. Because Tom is a top guy. Cheers, mate. Yeah, no worries. We'll get that sorted out. No worries, Alan. Sorry you've been busy. Have I missed anything? The whole show. You missed the whole show, mate. Oh, we'll have to get it back on soon. Time mulch. Oh, yeah. Tom Mateus. No, yeah. You know who Tom is. Tom's a good lad. Top fella. Great stream. Thank you. I need to get yours in there. Yeah, I know. Not StreamYard. I was using it from StreamYard. That's where I went. Wrong, Tom. I'll get that sorted. Anyway, all of you. Listen, it's all opinion, Alec. I love a bit myself. Have a great evening. Enjoy the transfer deadline day. As long, if I promise you now, if anything breaks, I'll be live. I apologize again that I'm not doing a 12-hour one, only because my mother's got this up in the morning and I want to be with her. So that's why. It only got arranged 3 days ago, so it's madness. Sadly, as you all know, I'm very open and honest with it because I think that's the way you should be with your community because you give in to us. We need to be honest and open as well. As you know about my parents, I sometimes can't always guarantee everything, but 100% we try. To the new members tonight, you are absolutely amazing. For the super chats, thank you so much. We will see you hopefully tomorrow. So you're going to do any last minute deals? Listen, with this window, I'd have no idea. Could all kick off again tomorrow. You get in anyway. You disappear and get off to Tenerife, wherever you are. Get them cocktails down, you Alec. Yeah, we'll be back Saturday. Definitely post-match, Manchester City. Hopefully getting 4 out of 4 against Fulham. We will see you all very, very soon. Take care. Have a great evening. Come on, City. Take care.